Fervent opus in campus. May the college flourish. Work is burning in the field. Jamaica College is one of the first schools the Ministry of Education has launched the science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics known as STEAM laboratory. Education Minister Favour Williams on Wednesday welcomed the launch of the Dr. Joseph Tait STEAM Infusion project at Jamaica College. The Education Minister says this initiative will provide students with greater access to information. She notes in order to pursue the Vision 2030 mandate, the workforce must be up to par with global markets.
If Jamaica is to be the place to live, work, raise families and do business, then our workforce, through our education sector, has to be equally competitive on the global market.
She highlights studies that have shown that students who engage in the arts have excellent grades and also pursue college.
Research conducted by the National Endowment for the Arts in the United States indicate a strong correlation between experience with arts education and positive student outcomes. It found that students with higher grades, with higher levels of arts engagement, were found to have higher GPA scores and more aspirations for college.
She also adds that the opening of the laboratory is one of the best examples of how crucial it is for partnerships to be encouraged in education.
I want to also recognize that putting all these things in place is good, but unless you change the mindset, unless you change the technology use, unless you change the delivery, it's not going to work. We're going to have things sitting down, growing dust, and they know how I feel about that. Mrs. Esther Tyson came on board as a consultant, and she has been training the teachers, guiding our change in the delivery, and guiding the change and the redesign of the curriculum to ensure that all first to third form is STEAM-driven, and it cascades into the CXC preparation. So I want to recognize these people. You don't hear their names called a lot, but in the background is where the work is done. Again, I want to underscore my team. I want to recognize the three foundations that were mentioned earlier before I asked for responses. I want to recognize our old boys again. Basil is here around the back there somewhere. Thank you very much for you and your team here, sir. I want to say hello to Carl and his crew in New York. Big crew, Carl, big crew. They send us money. I want to big up Xavier and this crew in Florida. Oh, yes, because when I call and say money, the big money comes. They do send money, so I'm really pleased about that. I want to highlight Uncle Tony and the Trust. They own the school, he signs the checks. And I know Uncle Derek couldn't come, but sir, I'm pleased. And I want to highlight the foundation led by our big Chris. Again, they facilitate the earning of the money and the fundraising, and all this has to go through the foundation. I mentioned the old boys, and I mentioned Danny. Danny is like the father of the school. Danny is like the daddy of everybody and everything. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. I also want to mention before Joe comes up, one of Joe's friends. So I called Joe in the year and said, Joe, you know, we're having a problem with COVID and we're going to need some more Chromebooks for boys to just come in on the compound and use at will. We'll put them in a room. Joe's friend, Jacob Catovelli, you'll actually see his name on a room. This is not a JC old boy, no. His qualification is that he's Joe's friend. The man sends us $30,000 US. I like to be called Joe's friend. And so I'm underscoring, Joe, what you've done. This has been fantastic. I am committing now that this will be properly used in the development of the boys of Jamaica College and therefore Jamaica and the world. You will see the change in these boys. And I'm again thanking you, sir.